Hey guys, it's Chuck. Thanks for stopping by my shop. Today I'm going to start on a project which I actually started some time ago and got a little frustrated with it and set it aside. But I'm building a circle cutting attachment for my Powermatic bandsaw. As I said, I started it prior and was basically copying the design out of the catalog for Powermatic, and just wasn't happy with where I was headed, and the fact that I'm just infatuated with cotters that I wanted cotters designed into the attachment. So you can see I've got a square block that'll have a round rod through it and cotters that'll attach it. You'll see it. We'll move forward on the video. You might see up top here I got the word Charlie with radius written. One of the reasons that I'm going ahead and doing this circle cutting guide is you can see it's a radius. Charlie modifies wheelchairs, and I made a little sample piece for him the other day to adapt one wheel size to another, and if I move forward I'm going to be cutting a lot of circles for him. So hope you enjoy it. Thanks for stopping by, and hey, to all the subscribers, real close to number 3,000. Be a little party around here. May have to get another scale model in here or something. But anyway, let's move on, and this is probably going to be a two-parter because the second part I haven't figured out what I'm doing on the build. But hope you enjoy it. Well, here's my bandsaw. It's a 20-inch Powermatic, and I'll have to look up the model number, I forget, but it's a 2-speed bandsaw. It's a nice tool. I'm really happy with it. So I've been wanting to build a circle cutting guide for it, and I'll see if I can find the picture that I started out copying. For the life of me, I can't find the book at the moment. If I find it, I'll insert the picture. But the guide hangs off of here and comes out, and there's a pin. So I started on this some time ago, and show you a little bit of one night I just got kind of got going, and was fooling around with an arm, and that's the pin, and I'm trying to do this one-handed here. Was fooling around with it, trying to just mock up something so I could build something, and got frustrated and stopped. And but it kind of gave me the idea where it's at, and you guys might have seen these before. I picked up some of these aluminum blocks, so I started fooling around, marking it up, trying to figure out a way to mount this guy here and use it as a mount, and then I was going to come off with the rod, a round rod instead, and of course use my split cotter that I'm so infatuated with. Well, I was fooling around with this and realized you know, just because you got it doesn't mean you got to use it. So I tossed that idea. That's gone. So I went over to they call it the Rem Center down here in Santa Clara. There's aluminum remnants, and bought a piece of angle and also bought a piece of 1-inch aluminum rod. And let me flip the camera around here and get it on a tripod, and I'll show you what I'm planning so far. Okay, here we're on the back of the saw, and this is the guide bar that goes up and down right here. And you can see there's 2 Allen head bolts there that hold the blade guide on. And so I was looking at either clamping a piece on here or putting longer bolts and bolting a plate onto there. And I came up with this idea. And I've done a little machining. This is kind of like a run and gun type of deal. So I took the piece of angle that cut off a piece that fits, And then what I did is I ended up drilling the Allen heads like I showed the other day on the Kurt Weiss trick. And so I'm going to end up mounting a piece of angle on here like this. And I opted to use these, I think they're Shearlock, if I get the name right, rather than having to get an Allen wrench every time. Just use these guys. And they tighten up real good, no issues. And then what I'm planning on doing is coming off with the rod. I don't know, let's see if we're in frame there. Yeah. So the rod will be coming off of here, is my plan, and then make the slide piece to go onto here. So that's where I'm at now. Didn't really show any machining of this. It was nothing extraordinary, but it got me to where it's a good start, and I think these will work out well for getting it off and on real quick. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit more, and then I'll bring you back. Well, here's a little update. Just I've got a lot of 1-inch rod. I don't even know why I bought that today, but so I just drilled a hole and put a bolt on the back side of it for the time being for a mock-up, and real sturdy, no issues. So now I got to work on making the sliding piece for on here. So I just wanted a short rod for a mock-up. Okay, be back with you. And let's give you a little view from this side. I did radius that piece out right there. That way I can actually access the nut for adjusting the guide if I needed to. This is a little test of the circle cutter. Just trying to work it out before I move on to the actual bracket right here. Seems to be working out pretty good. So now I just got to come up with a final design for this mechanism here. And the sawdust, the sawdust got me. All right, be back. I thought I'd just show this the mock-up that I did. What I used was a piece of spring clamp in there for the bolt to push against for tightening. It's not a bad solution for that, so the bolt didn't dig into the aluminum rod. But that was my initial mock-up of trying to figure it out, and we'll see what I come up with after this. Well, I thought I'd show you the setup, making the cotters for the clamp. So I machined two of these. They're just under 1/2 inch. They're drilled and tapped for 1032. And then what I'm doing is cutting a 60-degree angle on the tip of it. And I thought I'd just show you backwards the setup that I'm using here. Using a 1/2 inch collet, 5C collet, and you can see machined it there. And what I've done is put a collet stop in the collet so it'll repeat. And then in the vise here, I'm using my Kurt trick that I showed the other day. With the 3060 angle plate with a 1032 into the jaw screw to hold it in place, and then a vise stop so it'll just go in and butt back into it and then make the cut. So I'll bring you back on the second one. So I've put the next blank in and basically just set it in, bring it up till I touch my stop, and tighten the vise down. And come back up and touch off on it, and then go ahead and mill it. So I have my Z scale set for 0, and I'm just going to use the quill feed for working on this. Okay, well, we should have 2 matching collets. Let me pull it out of there and we'll take a look at it. Well, hopefully this shows up good here. There's the 2 matching cotters. The setup worked really well if you do it right. If you don't do it right, whoops, then you end up with a boot. The second one I cut, I ended up not pushing the part all the way down to the stop, so ended up I cut a bigger slice on it, so I just turned it over, and now it's now they're the same, and I actually made these long so I can just cut that off. But just want to show you it does work unless there's operator error.